Etra saw it. March 11th, 2011. That day, I was driving my truck along a road near Sendai Port. My name is Kuroki. I worked as both warehouse staff and driver at an auto parts warehouse near the harbor. Just another working guy trying to make ends meet. This is the story of the most shocking and devastating experience of my life. I'm so sleepy. Maybe I should stop by a convenience store and grab some coffee. Oh, it's starting to snow. Up until that point, I'd lived a pretty ordinary life. Born and raised in a typical family, decent grades in school. I loved video games and would often have gaming sessions with friends at home. In high school, I got rejected by a girl I liked, and out of spite, I threw myself into studying so hard that I actually got into college. After graduation, I got a job and married my wife, whom I'd met during my university days. 4 years ago, we were blessed with a child, and the three of us lived together as a family. Nothing particularly special about my past, just your average, everyday person. Alright, let me get back to the warehouse quickly. But it's people like me, ordinary folks, who make up the backbone of society. Each of us walking our own path in life, doing our best, and that's what keeps the world turning. Who could have predicted that we ordinary, nameless people would be struck by such a catastrophe? Okay, about 5 more minutes and I'll be there. I might actually get home earlier than expected today. Oh right, this morning she asked me to pick up some butter. I need to remember that. Huh? An earthquake? Whoa!
Oh my god, it's an earthquake!
Ah! I can't control the wheel! Is it over? Man, that scared me. That was an incredibly strong tremor. Our house, well, it should be fine. Thanks to my wife being so responsible, our earthquake preparedness at home is solid. And she said she was planning to pick up Yuri early today. The real problem is going to be our warehouse. Everything's probably fallen and scattered all over the place. Looks like overtime is definitely happening today. I need to get back to the warehouse quickly. I didn't feel much sense of crisis and figured I'd contact my wife once I got to the warehouse. That's exactly why I didn't think to turn on the car radio to check what was happening. I had no idea what was waiting for me ahead. Damn. Must be because of the earthquake. There's a massive traffic jam. Huh? What's going on with those people? Hey! You there! Huh? What is it? Did you hear the news? Something terrible is happening right now! What do you mean? A tsunami! Look at the ocean! What? Looking towards the sea, I could see what looked like black dust or debris rising up. And that's when I finally noticed it. There was an eerie rattling and clanging sound I'd never heard before echoing all around. That's the tsunami? Honestly, I still wasn't panicking that much. I never thought that tsunamis would actually reach where we were. But what should I do? Should I just leave the truck here and go? I don't want to deal with the company giving me grief about it later. But with this traffic jam, I can't move forward anyway. No. Thinking about worst case scenarios, I should probably abandon the truck. What? Oh no. The water's actually coming. This isn't the time to be thinking. I need to run! I finally abandoned the truck and started running towards higher ground inland. But, no way. There's already this much water. In just an instant, the road where I'd been standing moments before was swallowed by the torrent. There's someone in that car. No, I don't want to die. Not like this. Not here. Why is this happening? Death was staring me right in the face. My truck, the truck of the driver who'd warned me about the tsunami, everything was being swallowed by the rushing water. The crashing and clanging sounds of cars and buildings smashing into each other filled the air. Karin, Yuri, Mom, Dad! It's over! I was swept up by the current. But strangely, even though it was winter, I didn't feel cold. The debris, pieces of roof tiles, branches, whatever they were, that kept hitting my body were just incredibly unpleasant. Damn it. Yuri's gonna be so sad. But Karin's strong. She'll be okay. Still, I wish I could hold them one more time. I'm alive! This looks promising. I'll climb on! What I'd found was perfect. A shipping container used for transporting boats. It was made of steel, but there must have been air trapped inside, because even when I climbed on top, the container didn't sink. It's unbelievable. I'm actually alive. It's cold. Once I realized I was still alive, I was suddenly hit by the brutal cold that I hadn't felt at all before, but I no longer thought I was going to die. I'm going to live. I'm going to get home. I'm absolutely going to get home to Karin and Yuri. Eventually, the hellish flood became calm, leaving behind countless pieces of debris and mud as the water receded. Thank God. I actually survived. March 11th, 2011, the Great East Japan Earthquake. That was the devastating disaster that I, an ordinary man, experienced firsthand.
I'm heading out now.
Have a safe day.
Today, my daughter is a high school student, and I still work at the same company. Ever since that earthquake.
It's hard to believe that it's already been 13 years.
Yeah. As I had expected, my wife and child were safe. Our house, while it sustained some damage, was far enough from the harbor, and thanks to my wife's earthquake preparedness, we came through relatively unscathed. However, the warehouse where I worked and the company of the man who warned me about the tsunami were completely swallowed by the sea. I hope that person somehow made it out okay.
He's your lifesaver after all. Maybe there's finally some updated information available now that things have settled down. Why don't you try searching again?
Yeah, you're right. I think it was Etra Transportation. Ah! When I searched for that company's information after so many years, I was amazed to find that it had actually been updated recently. There was a PDF document summarizing the damage from the disaster. And then I found this sentence. All staff and drivers at our Sendai branch evacuated safely, and there were no casualties. He's alive. He made it. That person is alive. Thank God. Thank God. After more than a decade, I learned that my lifesaver was safe, and I felt truly relieved from the bottom of my heart. The town has been rebuilt and is gradually regaining its former vitality, but those of us who survived the disaster will never forget what happened that day. We'll never forget that the town was once completely destroyed. We'll never forget the many people who lost their lives. So please, keep this in your heart. Each person who perished had their own life. They had names, families, jobs. They were just trying their best to live their lives. I will never forget. I must never forget. As a survivor of that disaster, I will carry that with me for the rest of my life.
ご視聴いただきありがとうございました。地震、そして津波、自然災害が恐ろしいものだなんて、そんなのは分かりきっていることでしょう。でもだからこそ、こうして過去に起きた被害を忘れてはいけない。多くの人々が犠牲になった事実がある以上、自分は大丈夫だなんて思わないで、できる対策はしていかないとですね。皆さんはどう感じましたか？コメント欄に書いていただけると嬉しいです。また、少しでも怖いなぁと思った方、チャンネル登録と高評価をお願いいたします。